Welcome back to consecutive day 1137 of a diary of a Runpreneur. And today's episode, I want to talk to you about beginning my children's financial education. So remember to give this a subscribe, share, like and comment, as the more people we get in front of, the more money we raise on my fundraising mission to save the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultramarathon. All the information about the challenge, how you can get involved, is in the link in the comments below. Thank you as always, and let's get started. So, consecutive day 1137 of a diary of a Runpreneur. And today's topic is beginning my children's financial education. So the reason for the topic is this quarter. So we are, I think, July 12th today. We're into week 2 of the 12-week year process that I follow. So 12 weeks, well 13 weeks is a quarter of a year. We have 12 weeks of goals, objectives, projects, targets that we need to hit. We score ourselves against them, and then the 13th week is to evaluate how we've done. We reset, we re-go, and we go the next quarter. So they're 90-day sprints basically in life. Doesn't have to be business, can be personal, can be whatever. And that's how I goal set, and that's how I hold myself accountable with the scoring system that it implies. Now, today's topic is not about goal setting and achieving your goals and all that side of things. It's about one of my projects for this quarter is my children's education, financial education to be exact. And I'm of the belief that although education is very important and the education system is very important, I believe there's some glaring omissions within the education system, and it's almost institutionalized to kind of create career-minded, tax-paying employees in order to kind of keep the government's or the country's coffers full, to ensure that the country can run effectively. Now, there's not a lot of entrepreneurship talk. There's not a lot about understanding money, how it really works, and how you can have it work for you as opposed to work for it. And I'm super passionate about this because realistically my life has turned around in the past 2 years of having a money system in place where the money system works for me rather than me working for it as such. Now, although I'm very supportive of my children's education, I want to educate them in financial literacy from an entrepreneur's perspective. So I've got some targets to get them to do. Now, I have to factor into consideration my children's ages. So my oldest boy is 12, my middle girl is 10, and my youngest boy is 8. So clearly what I teach my 12-year-old is probably going to be too advanced for my 8-year-old. And obviously there's some kind of hybrid compromise in the middle for my 10-year-old daughter. So what I'm doing at the moment is I've got Rich Dad, Poor Dad for Teens. It's only a 2.5 hour long audiobook. I have my eldest son kind of listening to that at the moment, half an hour a week or a little bit more if he's enjoying it. And as crazy as it sounds, but I'm teaching him about money and trading his time for money. Is I give him work every week. He works and I pay him £5 an hour, which is a very good wage for someone his age. So I pay him once a week. He doesn't get any advances or anything like that. So he starts to understand how money works in the real world. I haven't quite got around to taxing him yet and teaching him about income buckets and stuff, but that will come in the future. But the next stage in his education is I'm paying him to read or listen to this book, audiobook, and he has to listen to half an hour chunks and then tell me what he's learned. Okay, so Rich Dad Poor Dad has been the most influential book in my life. Obviously there's various editions of it, but the one for teens is a kind of it's detailed enough, but not as detailed as the main books, but it's aimed at teenagers, and obviously my oldest is approaching his teenage years, so perfect time for him to listen to that. Added to that, I've just purchased Rich Dad Poor Dad 101, the board game, and I'm also going to pay my kids to play this game with me for 90 minutes every 2 weeks. Again, paying them you might think is questionable. However, it's teaching them that they're being paid to do a job, because they're not going to want to do this initially. They need to have some kind of motivation. So I'm setting them up all with a bank card, and that's where I'll transfer money to them, and they're going to get £5 every fortnight for playing this game with me. Now, you might say it's questionable tactics, but like I say, there is a method to my madness, and I'm teaching them about how money flows by paying them for jobs that initially they don't want to do. Now, once they start learning this stuff, clearly I'm going to pull back what I pay them and give them opportunities to earn their own money from their own entrepreneurial ideas. But that's what I'm going to be doing at the moment. And the reason we're going on to Cashflow 101, it's a much more advanced board game, which is so impactful in teaching people about how money works. But my kids have already played Cashflow for Kids on a few occasions now, so I purchased that game, a very watered down version of it. It's quite good, but very simplistic. So we've played that, they've all kind of played that a few times, and I think they're now ready to take on the much more challenging game of Cashflow 101. So that arrives tomorrow, and we'll be playing our first game this week. So the moral to the story today is, first and foremost, if you don't understand how money works and how it can work for or against you, that's the first thing you need to do. You need to understand it. It's so important in so many facets of life. Not every facet of life, but several of the facets of life are impacted by money. So have it working for you rather than against you. Completely separate topics. I'm not going to talk about that side of things now. But secondly, make sure you then start teaching your children about financial literacy. And if you can do that at an early age, you're setting them up for a more kind of potentially successful and fulfilled life, because they're going to understand the importance of opportunity and how taking action and how they can be careful and conscientious with their funds, how they can make a massive difference to their livelihoods. So they're the two things today. The moral of the story today is, first and foremost, understand financial literacy. If you don't, plenty of books you can read to get you to a decent base knowledge. And number two is teach your children, because the school system will not do so. So I hope that's useful. As always, any questions or comments, drop me a line. I'll respond to everyone. Remember to give this a subscribe, share, like and comment, as the more people we get in front of, the more money we raise on my fundraising mission to save the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultra marathon. All the information about the challenge, how you can get involved, is in the link in the comments below. Thank you as always. Stay positive, stay happy. I'll see you again tomorrow.